Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me on the Daily Reflection. I'm Reverend Shireen, and today we are certainly going to be using the Psychic Tarot Oracle cards by Holland. We also, it looks like we're going to be drawing one card from the Archangel Power Tarot cards. So we'll just see how that unfolds. I don't know how many from this one. I just saw doing this one and then drawing a card from that one. So I'm definitely going to follow that guidance. And today, this is February, it's the love month, and we tend to focus on romantic relationships in February because of Valentine's Day. But today I'm going to pose this question to you. Are you in love with your life? Certainly the relationships we have, our family, our partners, all of that is an aspect of it. But if you are not in love with your life, you are missing out. And I know this because I speak from experience. 15 years ago, I enjoyed my life. I had a wonderful husband. I was starting a beautiful family. We were having our kids, little babies, so cute. I had good friendships. But I was living for the moments of my life that were really a very small part of it. The hour in the evenings, the 3 hours on a Saturday, those were the only times where I truly was just in love with my life, where everything came together. And all of the other time was just getting through. There were some days I was content with it. There were many days I absolutely was in conflict and struggle and resistance within it at work and at things. And I enjoyed my coworkers. I did not enjoy the vibration of my job. And it wasn't even the tasks. Like I could do the tasks, but there was just, and I can't even put my finger on what it was, but the vibration of that job was not what brought me joy. I was not in love with it. It was fine. I earned money, but it being fine, that's the energy I'm really trying to point out to you today. It's like when we fall down and we hurt our ankle, and there's that excruciating pain, and then pretty soon our brain learns how to turn down that signal from the ankle that it's in a lot of pain, and we figure out how to walk on it in a way that isn't excruciating, that we can just kind of forget about. We forget about that it's there. We know it's there, and let me tell you, if you step on it just wrong, it'll instantly remind you again that it's excruciating. But most of the time we're able to turn down that fact that it's excruciating and just live with it, and we become comfortable with it. It becomes fine. And I want you to pay attention to where in your life you are just being fine, where things are okay. Because you can truly be in love with every moment of your life. Well, maybe not every moment. There's obviously going to be challenges and things because that's what we enjoy as humans. That's how we enjoy growing. We do enjoy overcoming things. We do enjoy challenging ourselves. So there's going to be aspects of that. But again, those moments of challenge can be something that brings you joy, that you can be excited about, you can be in love with your life, versus it being fine or okay, or you're just getting through 90% of it so you can have the 10% moments that you're in love with. And I'm not saying it's an easy process. It wasn't something that I changed overnight, but it was something where I started to identify, okay, these are the things I love. This is what I'm living for. How do I get more of that and less of the other? And eventually I did find a way to leave my job, and I found a way to do it in a way that worked for me, that gave me more of the things that I was absolutely in love with. And it took probably 18 months of that, and it took really longer than that because from the moment that I knew I didn't enjoy my job, the amount of time where it was just fine was about 7 years. I put up with it for 7 years, and then 18 months to change my life. And even then, really, another 10 to get to the point of really loving 90% of my life and putting up with 10%, and I'm still trying to get that remainder 10% into the being in love with it. Because that's what joy is. That's what love is. That's what life should be. You should be in love with every moment of your life. So if you're not, don't berate yourself. Don't go into judgment. It's just for that light bulb that, hello, you're only surviving. You're only okay. Which that's better than not being okay. Again, no judgment. But there's opportunity to truly be in love with every moment of your life. So allow yourself to think on that. Allow that to ruminate within you today. So it's been on my, if you can tell, it's been on my mind and my heart past 4 or 5 days as I've been interacting with other people and noticing where I was 15 years ago and where they are now, and wanting just from my heart to help them find a way to be in love with their life. And that doesn't mean learning to love the things you're just okay with, although there could be an aspect of that. But it's more just knowing that you don't have to have the things you're just okay with. You can transform those. You can allow those to be dissected, picked apart, removed, keep the core of what you love, and add more things in. And it could be discovering even new things you had no idea you loved. But just being open to being in love with your life, being open to letting the universe bring that to you. That's the amazing part. And it can be. And it can be even more so. And even more so. I think there's always more that you can be in love with and experience. So, all right. The message for today from the cards. There we go. All right, we have suffering in silence. And again, she's at the top here, you know. She's made it to the top of the mountain. She's got a beautiful view. She's alone. And the chances are she's not enjoying that view. Chances are she's stuck in some energy that she was trying to escape from, you know, so she climbed above the clouds so she could see out there. And again, it's just being aware of those things that you think you have to have as part of your life, or they're just, you accept them as it's just part of life, in the same way that you accept, you know, while your ankle's healing that it hurts. But you forget until it is totally healed sometimes that being in pain is not the goal. And here you don't you don't have to ignore it. You don't have to live with it in that numbing way. And you certainly, you know, also be cognizant of things that you may be doing to make it okay, to make it bearable. And if you are doing things to make it bearable, if you are self-medicating to suffer through that, I totally understand that. I totally get where you're coming from. But rather than numbing the pain, rather than silencing the symptom, look beneath it to the core of what you are experiencing that you can change. And sometimes that's hard. Physical therapy on a broken ankle is hard. Physical therapy on a hand is hard. You have to do the things, and it's not always comfortable to get through the healing. But the healing happens, and then the excruciating pain is gone. And that's so worth it. So you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to suffer. You can heal and you can transform. And there's something about the silence word in this card that I'm still getting information on. So I'm going to put it down for a little bit. I'm sure it'll unfold. Spiritual union. And here we are, you know, that relationship, the thing that we are looking for when we are looking for a romantic partner, that thing that says, I see me in you and you are in me, and I love the light in you and you love the light in me, and we vibrate at the same place and we enjoy life in the same way. And it's a spiritual union. And that essence of reflection and enjoyment together, and experiencing your own joy reflected back at you, and that joint experience of it, that communion, is really, I think, what we're all looking for when it comes to relationships. So make sure you're translating that not only to a romantic partner, but to your friendships. Sometimes that's easier. Sometimes, in fact, just as I said it, you can feel oh yeah, I get it. I have friends I have that with. Maybe you don't have that with your romantic partner. Maybe you would like to grow that more, and that's possible. But with your friendships, your romantic partner, your family members, a little bit harder. Sometimes our family is there to reflect that as everything we want to grow through and change and not have anymore. And sometimes not. Family is tremendously supportive all at the same time. But you understand what I'm talking about there. That angst, that juxtaposition of, I don't want to match that. And yet the loving support that they provide, it's still family. And most importantly, the spiritual communion within yourself. You to you, you to God. Allow that to expand. Okay. And the suffering in silence we tend to think of as suffering alone. Don't be afraid to share your pain with the people who are important in your life. Don't hide it from them. Don't think that you're protecting them by shielding them from an aspect of you. That's not how the game works. Be you. If you're in pain, don't lash out and inflict pain on others, but open to sharing that concept that this is painful for me, this is what I'm going through, and allow them to be there as that support, and allow them to reflect different ways perhaps to engage and get through that pain so that you're not suffering in it. Okay. Oh, funny. Just laughing because the cards are having a difficult time shuffling. So I was definitely transmuting the energy that was on them from the last time they were used to more match what we're looking at in this reading. So. And they had to come together differently. All right, I'm just going to cut. That's just the... King of Ariel. Successful, stable, accomplished, powerful. And again, I think this is saying hello to all of the things that you have accomplished, all of the aspects of your life that you have created that you are in love with, or that you at least enjoy. And being able to release the things, to stop ignoring the things that are bringing you pain and begin to transform them. You have the power. You've already done it. You've already proved that you know how to create what you want in your life. And even if it's right now only reflecting 10% of what you want, and there's 90% that you are suffering through, like where I was 15 years ago, you've still done that 10%, and you can do more. It is the proof that you can create what you want to experience, and you can be in love with your life, and you can heal yourself, and you can have the communion and the relationships and the love in every aspect of your life. It doesn't have to be narrowly focused to one relationship or one circumstance. You can increase the amount of love you have in your life and the love you feel for your life. It's up to you. It's up to you to do the energetic work, the spiritual work, to say, I'm done suffering. This hurts like hell, and I'm going to heal it instead of cover it up. I'm going to heal it instead of ignoring it and being fine with it. And that healing process can break things wide open. And there may be some moments of excruciating, but the release and the profound letting go of all of that pain is beyond compare, and it's beyond what you can imagine. The amount of joy and love and happiness that you can have is beyond anything that you can imagine when you're sitting in pain. But know it's there and be willing to go for it. All right. That was the very intense, very deep daily reflection for today. I hope it spoke to you. I hope that you find ways to validate what you do love in your life. You know, the vibration of what you're in love with and the vibration of what you're suffering are two completely different things. And for me, focusing here, affirming here, following the things I love and allowing that to be the trail that leads me out of here works for me. But at some point you have to face that there are things that aren't working. You have to say, this is causing me pain and I'm done with it. Because otherwise you're just covering it up and you're ignoring it. So use them together. Face the pain, use the love. I think that's what I wanted to share with you today. Take care, be blessed, enjoy the journey. We'll see you next time.